everyone, it's Shannon. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button because you'll find new DIYs, tutorials, and new inspiration here every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I also have to take a second to thank the Original Super Glue for sponsoring today's video. We've been working really hard on our she shed, especially on the inside, but I've been wanting to sort of dress up the outside as well. We recently added a flower box to one of the windows on the outside, and I also thought it would be beautiful to add some shutters as well. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to create really simple, basic, and quick shutters that you can use for your home. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, of course, I'm starting by measuring my window first. You'll see here that the width of my window is 30 inches, which I am going to cut that measurement in half to 15 inches wide, which is the width of each one of my shutters. And the length of my window is 42 inches long, which is how long I will be cutting my boards down to. I'm starting with 8-foot long 1x6s that we ripped to 5 inches wide. So you can see on top the scrap piece is a traditional 1x6 size, and we ripped them down to 5 inches wide. That way when I put 3 of them next to each other, I will get that 15-inch wide measurement that I need. So I am cutting these down to 42 inches long, and I will need 6 pieces total, 3 for each shutter. And here's a look at all 6 of my 1xs cut down to 42 inches long. I'm coming in with my orbital sander and 80 grit sandpaper and making sure to smooth out all of the edges, the top, the bottom, and the sides. And here are all my boards sanded and ready to work with. I sat 3 next to each other, and I'm going to be using a 1x4 as the cross brace pieces for the top and the bottoms of the shutters. I am going to go ahead and remeasure to make sure my 15 inches is what I need for the length of those brace pieces. Next, I took my 1x4 over to my miter saw, squared up one of the ends before cutting them down to 15 inches long. I needed 4 pieces total. Again, I sanded all 4 of those pieces with my 80 grit sandpaper using my orbital sander. I'll be building these shutters using 1 1/4 inch wood screws, my driver, and some wood glue. I laid my boards next to each other and then measured down 5 inches from the top and the bottom, and that is the placement of where my brace pieces are going to go. And then I added some wood glue and screwed in a wood screw into each one of the boards, and that's what's going to hold them in place. Here's a look at the first brace piece in place. All I did was flip it over and repeat the process for the other side. I did make sure to sink my screws just a little bit since I am going to be painting my shutters. If you're going to be staining them, you don't necessarily have to do this, but then I came back in with my sander to make sure to smooth that all down. Then I moved on and repeated the process to build the second shutter. Now, because I am painting my shutters, I used some spackle to fill in the screw holes. Once it was dry, I came back in and sanded them smooth. That way you won't see the holes at all once I add the paint. I'm using some white latex paint that we had on hand. I did do 2 coats of paint on each shutter and made sure to let them dry completely in between coats. After the shutters were finished being painted, I did come back in with this clear matte spray. I didn't paint the backs of the shutters because you're not going to see them, but I did seal them with this matte spray so that way the wood would be coated and protected. So I gave the fronts and the backs both 2 coats. And that's all there is to building your own shutters. And I'm sure you're gonna ask how I applied them to the front of the she shed. I'm using this amazing product by the Original Super Glue. It is a mounting tape. And this is an amazing product because it works with all kinds of different materials and it's great for use indoor and out. And as you can see, this roll will hold up to 300 pounds. It is extremely heavy duty and it is a permanent adhesive. So you can see there's some examples of different things you can use to mount with this tape. And I'm going to be using it on the back of my shutters. You just need some scissors and the mounting tape, and that is all. You can see here it is a mesh type material, and even though it looks orange, that is a plastic coating that you peel off, so it's actually a clear product. So to apply it to the backs of my shutters, I did make sure to wipe them down so it was clean before I applied the mounting tape. I just cut off strips, applied it to the sides, running it vertically, and then also added a couple strips to the middle, running horizontally, just to make sure I had really good coverage. And I'm sure I even went plenty overboard with it, but I just ended up using 1 roll of tape per shutter to make sure it wasn't going to come off and it wasn't going to go anywhere. It was really easy to peel that orange coating off of there, and as you can see, once you remove that, it is clear, so it works great with glass and plastics. And then I took my shutters outside, hung them up, and just pressed them firmly into place, and they stayed perfectly, no screws needed. And here is a look at the shutters installed on the front of the she shed, and they are so pretty. The Original Super Glue mounting tape made this process so quick and so simple. We had these installed in less than 10 minutes. I also built a flower box to dress it up just a little bit more. I have a tutorial on that, and I will link that up in the iCards as well as down in the description box. That was another really simple and easy build that cost less than $6 to make, and the whole look just really came together, and I love this extra little pop of color, and the addition of the shutters on the front of the she shed just makes my little cottage so pretty.
Thank you again to the Original Super Glue for sponsoring today's video. I'll make sure to put a link in the description box to the mounting tape that I featured in today's video. I'd also love to hear how you use shutters in your home's decor, maybe in a non-traditional way like I showed you in today's video. I have used them actually on the wall to flank old windows. I've also used them on the front porch before, just as a little welcome sign or an accent piece. So let me know how you use yours down in the comments below. I hope that this tutorial inspired you. Please take a second and give this video a thumbs up for me. If you haven't yet, click that subscribe button next to me. I'll have more DIY tutorials linked below that you'll want to make sure to check out. And then come find me on Facebook and on Instagram for even more inspiration. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.